Elliot,
Hello.
I have a complaint about Twitter.
You have a complaint about Twitter?
I have a complaint about Twitter.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I have multiple complaints about Twitter, but I have a very specific complaint today, right? I very often need to go look for someone's specific Twitter posts, okay? And when I go on Twitter and I go to the search bar and I start typing someone's name,
then they don't come up.
They don't ever come up.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm following the person, or we're mutually following each other.
Yeah.
And I still have to type the whole name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, miserable. I don't care. Like, so
especially if you're if it's like a player or something, you can't remember the exact spelling of their @ so you just search for their name and it just doesn't come up.
So let's do this. I follow a guy named Travesty. He's my co-caster for Collegiate League of Legends that I do on the weekends, right? When his @ is Travy, STYY. Okay? Travy.
Yeah.
Okay? When I put Trav in the thing, okay? Up first, Travel and Leisure, don't follow them. Travel Zoo, Condé Nast Traveler, Peter Travers, New York Times Travel, Elite Traveler, Travis Scott, well, I don't even know what that is. It has Travel in the name, Travis Kelce, and Travels on. I don't follow any of these people.
Yeah, I don't know why they've done this. It worked fine before.
Yeah, it was great.
It's genuinely insane.
Literally, I should be able to start typing Travesty, and it should show me the person that I mutually followed.
Yeah, it's insane. It makes no sense.
I don't understand. And the problem is I misspell his name every time because I always put like an extra
that one is on you. That one is
no, that one's absolutely on me. But like if it came up within the first 3 letters, it wouldn't fucking matter.
Well, yeah, of course. What can you do?
Like, this is not hard. Fix your shit.
Yeah, no, sometimes when I'm trying to search for a player's Twitter and I'm like, I don't know their exact @ and I'm like, I just cannot find it. I just cannot find this person.
That's the other thing. Like if you actually click search, like if I obviously I know what Donk's Twitter is off the top of my head, but like if I went to search for Donk, bro, I'd be sitting there for fucking years before I actually found it.
Oh, I know his name. Like I'm pretty sure I could spell it off the top of my head. I'm quite good with names.
Donk Leet.
Okay. Well, I want obviously with like when I do graphics on broadcast or when I write welcome letters, you start to remember like players' real names.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I can spell Blitz's real name off the top of my head.
Is that son of?
No, it's his name's Garrod Magnai Biambazurin, and I'm pretty sure I could spell it off the top of my head. I was very happy when I got it right without checking for the first time.
Oh God!
And a lot of the Russian players and Polish players I can do as well. I'm quite happy with being able to do that.
Well, we all have to have something to strive for.
Absolutely.
All right. We've got 2 more RMRs left to go. We finally finished up Europe. And so we'll talk about the Last Chance Qualifier, which finished this past weekend. We'll talk about Asia RMR, which finished yesterday or today, technically early in the morning on Wednesday when we record. And then we'll talk about the NA RMR, which starts tomorrow, Saturday, soon. It starts soon. That's all that matters.
There was the IAM Dallas qualifiers recently.
Yeah, there's a Dallas qualifier, and then there's some RMR Fallout stuff we'll talk about. So let's start first, I think, with let me pull it up here, the Last Chance Qualifier, because that I think is our biggest story going into this. Yeah. 6 teams enter, 1 team leaves.
It's like an elimination chamber.
Yeah, let me list you the teams that are here. So attending from RMRA.
Probably 4, actually, an elimination chamber. My bad.
Attending from RMRA, Bet Boom, 9 Pandas, and Fnatic. All fairly decent teams.
Yeah, they're fine.
They are fine. From RMRB, also known as the Stacked RMR.
Yeah.
Gamer Legion, Astralis, and Guild Eagles.
Yeah.
Now,
we're only Gamer Legion are really any good. If we're being serious.
If we're being serious, only Gamer Legion are really pretty good, but that side of the RMR was stacked enough that like we could have seen some things happen.
Yeah.
Now, of those teams, there are 6 of them. Only 1 will make it on. Which team was your least likely to make it through team?
It was between Guild Eagles and 9 Pandas, yeah.
Okay. Mine would have been between Fnatic and Nine Pandas.
Yeah, Fnatic's not a horrible shout, actually. There's just like... You just get the feeling Fnatic are going to let you down when it matters.
Yeah. So let's talk about what happened. The 4th, 6th place decider elimination matches. So basically, we did 3 best of 3. We did a round of people playing against each other and then some more game. But I don't fully understand how this worked and how they decided to do
I think
it,
that the top
really
seeds
matter.
basically started in the quote-unquote semi-finals, and then there was 2 quarter-finals. The same way like top 6 playoffs work at IEM Kato,
Yeah.
where like if you win your group, you end up in the semis automatically. It's similar to that.
Okay, sure. We'll go with that. So Fnatic against Gamer Legion. This wasn't particular. This didn't feel great if you were Fnatic. They were okay in the first map. They went to OT in the first map, but
I mean, yeah, you'd be expecting Gamer Legion to win that game. They are a decent team. Fnatic are still very fresh. Yeah, they're very fresh. Like, I think obviously it feels bad as Fnatic, but I wasn't expecting them to win, so you just sort of go, yeah, fine. Like, it happens.
Yeah. Guild Eagles play Bet Boom. Guild Eagles won that.
Yeah, which is actually pretty solid win for them.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are at a place where it's like, yeah, you should be winning that, but I don't think either side would be upset that they lost.
I think Bet Boom would be and should be upset. Like, Guild Eagles are very inconsistent. As much as I love watching Guild Eagles play, and as much as I love their runs in the previous majors, I don't think they're as good right now as they were then. I think they've sort of stagnated as other people have gotten better. And I don't think they're at peak form at the moment. I kind of didn't think I thought they might not make the last chance qualifier. I'm glad they did, because they're always fun to watch. But then you think like Bet Boom have the talent to go mano a mano with them, but on the day, Guild Eagles were just the best team.
Yeah. I mean, that's all it really was. Like, Guild Eagles just literally played better than them.
Yeah.
And then the other 4th, 6th place qualifier, which we will have more discussions about after we finish the last chance qualifier. 9 Pandas against Astralis, in which 9 Pandas beat Astralis 2-0.
Yeah.
And it was one of those matches where we just kind of sat there and watched it happen. And I went expected in my head, because I have zero faith in Astralis, and I'm a famed Astralis and Blame F hater. But
yes, but also like I still didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say, but
even though I thought it was going to happen, I still was like, wasn't. Up until the point Astralis were out, I didn't think they were going to lose.
So yeah, exactly.
I was still like, they're going to come back.
My irrational part of the brain that was like, I just don't like Astralis. I don't like the way the team is constructed. That part of me was like, yeah, obviously. But if I really had like thought about this, or if I was going to put money on this match, I don't think I would have really ever. It was like 75% Astralis I would have put on. Like,
yeah, I as funny as it would be for 9 Pandas to win, I didn't think it was going to happen, and then it did, and it was maybe the funniest thing I've ever seen.
And it was glorious.
It's just so funny. Like, Astralis suspense, like, you cannot, and we'll get into a bit more on Astralis in the moment, in a minute, but you cannot spend this much money and step on this many toes to be this shit. Like, it's incredible. You've burnt the bridge. You've burnt the bridge behind you, but you took a bridge into the fucking abyss. What are you doing?
Hold your Astralis talk for a minute. Let's finish the last chance qualifier, because there's more Astralis talk to come.
Yeah.
Okay. So that leaves us with 9 Pandas, Guild Eagles, and Gamer Legion being the 3 teams left to go. So 9 Pandas got to bye through to the finals. Guild Eagles against Gamer Legion. God, Gamer Legion is back. Not that they really ever left, but like,
yeah, they smacked
back.
Guild Eagles. Yeah, like that's what you expect. Guild Eagles versus a good, solid, tactical team to look like.
Yeah,
like Guild Eagles try all these plays, and they just get there's just 2 people waiting for them every time.
I think that one of the big things I want to say with Gamer Legion is there was definitely some. Are we sure Snacks is the right person? Questions when they said, "Oh, Snacks is going to be our in-game leader." I have no questions.
Snacks is a really good in-game leader.
I'm
He
pretty
knows what he's
certain of
doing.
so like he doesn't look like Virtus Pro versus Astralis in like E-League Snacks.
No, of course not.
No, he doesn't look like that. But once in a while he'll show glimpses of it.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time he's IGLing really fucking well.
Do you know who actually Snacks is at the moment? The player he's most like at the moment is Boomich. He's an in-game leader who makes the players around him look better and has these glimpses in games where he will just take over for like 4 rounds and he'll just be really good. And he makes these like sneaky or aggressive plays out of nowhere and just wins. Like he has massive impact, but he doesn't top frag very often. And Boomich and Snacks, I think, are actually quite similar in that sort of way.
I don't think you hire Snacks to be a top frag. I mean, you don't hire
no,
Boomich to be a top frag either. But
although I think Gamer Legion are probably like one very, very good rifler away from being one of the best 5 teams in the world.
I'd agree.
Like they seem so close, but they just don't have firepower. Like I like Volt. I think if you put Volt in Chaos's roles and swap Chaos for a genuine star rifler,
then this is
But then they don't have the money.
I don't think this is a dig against Chaos either. I think Chaos.
No, he's fine. But like
this team is like moneyballing it, and they just need. Okay, we've done the whole moneyball thing. We've got these players who are excellent in their roles, but we do need to drop like $800 million over 10 years on Shohei Ohtani. Like,
I've not read Moneyball in a long, long time, so I couldn't remember the name of the guy who like their sort of floor change. I can't like the guy who just elevated them. I couldn't remember the name. I'm glad you knew it.
No, Shohei Ohtani is the guy who just signed to the Dodgers last year for $800 million. And all of the money, he's only getting paid like $1 million a year. It's all he's getting paid after the contract ends. Okay. So that way they could pay more players while the contract is going. It's a super weird contract, really interesting. But regardless, like it's just like Shohei Ohtani is the best player in baseball.
Right. Okay.
That's the kind of like. You take one really good player and chuck him in Gamer Legion.
But Gamer Legion don't have that money, so
no, they don't.
They're always going to struggle. But like, fair play to them.
Yeah.
All that said, they went to the finals
and they lost to Nine Pandas.
Banged out by Glowing. Yeah, who is a 30-year-old who I've never heard of.
Yep.
Before he was on this team, and for the last chance qualifier, he turned into God. He didn't turn into simple. He didn't turn into dog. He turned into God. He was unbelievable in this last game.
He was so fucking. So the nuke game, okay. I had like vaguely was watching Overpass and vaguely watching Ancient, but I was doing other stuff at the time. I sat down and I actually watched the entire nuke game.
Yeah,
before I talk about Nine Pandas, Snacks almost clutched them into the major like 4 different times.
Yeah.
Like Snacks had, I think it was 3 1vx clutches in that game just to keep Gamer Legion alive.
Yeah. And the fact that he kept being in, like they had to win 1vx's tells you how dominant Nine Pandas actually were. And like Glowing was just frying.
But yeah, that's the thing.
Like turbo frying. He had a 2 KD on that one. Like,
It was insane. Glowing was having himself a series.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It gets like he's 2 years older than me. It gives me like some faith that maybe I'll be good in 2 years. Because he certainly wasn't good 2 years ago. Or if I wasn't watching it.
Like, I was gonna say we don't even know where. Like I haven't looked where this guy came from. He played for 1 win for 2 years before they swapped to the Boomich team.
Yeah,
Trident before that. Like, he doesn't look like he started really playing.
He's kind of like a journeyman, like he's just a Russian journeyman, and then like, all of a sudden he's just the best player in the world for a bit. I mean, he's always been like from the looks of it, he's always been pretty solid, but him in the last chance qualifier was just silly. Like it was just ridiculous.
So Nine Pandas make their first major. Seized is back at the major.
And more importantly, Idis Balance is back at the major. I love Idis Balance. He's one of my favorite players because if you just go through his match history, you will see the biggest peaks and troughs of any player in the world. He can go from a 2.0 rating to a 0.4 rating in like between maps. Not even like on a different day, like between maps, he will swap from being like the best player in the world to the worst. He's so fun because he can just completely take over a game or be completely invisible, and you have no idea what you're going to get out of him from game to game.
So, yeah, it's insane. But see, I love the idea of Seized being back because to me, it's like Seized and Snacks. Either one of them would have had this like really cool storyline of Seized was the runner up in MLG Columbus 2016, in Cluj-Napoca 2015, right? We're going back 9 years majors, right? And he's played in 12 of them. It's a ridiculous amount of majors, right? He hasn't been to one for the last 6 years. 2018 was the last time he was at a major, and it was with Flipside in the challenger stage of the E-League major.
Yep.
And he makes his way back.
Fair play.
That's such a cool story. That's a fair.
You just have to give him. You have to give him credit. Like, even though he was actually the lowest performer on his team, you just don't care at that.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, this is a team full of sort of like third players on their third chance. Like, we talked about Glowing being 30 years old and never being to one. Like, Idis Balance was like written off 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whenever it was. From Spirit where he was on, it's like, yeah, it's fine. He's thrown away. Seas has been thrown away. I don't even know who Klax and Dilladez are.
No clue.
Like,
absolutely.
These are players who were sort of brought together. Okay, Klax and Dilladez are much younger. But there's 3 players on this team who'd sort of been cast aside. There's so many players in Russia. Like, you look at the BetBoom team that was created from cast-offs in Russia. You look at Fours. You look at there's all these teams in Russia, and nobody looked at Seized or Glowing or Idis Balance, really. They got together and they're just like, fuck it, we're going to show these young guns how to do it. And
they did.
Fucking play to them. They did, yeah.
And they're in. So, if you were wondering, Snacks also hasn't been to a major since 2018. That will continue, but don't sleep on Gamer Legion right now.
Yeah, Gamer Legion are good. Like, they just happen to come up against Glowing and like having a genuine life game. Like, yeah. I don't think he will ever play better than this, and he did it in the highest stakes, probably the highest stakes game he will ever play in.
Yeah,
unless somehow Nine Pandas make it to the major final. Like,
hey, you know what? Fair play to them then.
They might do at this point. Who knows?
All right, let's talk about Astralis.
They took a bridge to fucking nowhere and burnt it behind them.
So I need to read something that I sent this morning. So we have our podcast channel that like basically the entire bit of it is me saying, Elliot, get on. Let's record the podcast.
Wake up. It's 4:00. Wake up.
But today was a different message. It was, we podcast in 90 minutes and we are eating today.
Yeah.
With the tweet of Blame F being benched from Astralis after Astralis failed to make the 3rd major in a row, and according to Striker, have missed out now on like $4 million in sticker money.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, easily. Yeah. Well, I mean, as you say, we've been on the Blame F is an issue train for a while. And so Harry, HO2V, Nero, me and him always butt heads on this because he keeps telling me the Blame F is good and he's not the problem, and the problem's always the 4th, 5th, and 3rd player they sign, and it's like, well, how many issues? There's no way everyone else is bad and Blame F is good. Like, I just can't see that being the case.
Well, it's not just that, but who are their 4th and 5th best players right now?
Well, quite like, Stown's probably their worst player at the moment.
Stown, Stare, and Yabby are their 3rd, 4th, and 5th best players.
Yeah,
I will put Device to the side. As much as my Astralis hate goes for years, Device didn't look good this event, but he's still Device, right? But
Heroic were able to go to majors with Yabby and Stown. Stare took Sprout to a major, I think, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Didn't they go 3-0 in the RMR or something like that?
I think so. They made Rio as Legends.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. They made Rio as Legends. So, like, Stare's been to as many majors as Blame F, and he's 5 years younger. Are we blaming Stare?
Yes.
Yabby went to the quarterfinals of a major with Copenhagen Flames. Oh, is Yabby the problem? Stown's been to a major final with Heroic. Is Stown the problem? Device has fucking won 4 of them. Is he the problem? Like, there's only one player on this team who's only ever been to one major.
So, I want to note, I think one of the funniest things of this whole thing, right? So Blame F gets benched. He then tweets out, I'm looking to continue playing as soon as possible, but as a rifler, parentheses, non-IGL.
Yeah.
So are you telling me that from the beginning, giving Blame F, who loves to play around himself, all of the keys to play around himself and not use any of the other players that Astralis gave him was a bad idea?
Well, that's the thing, right?
I could never.
It's like, this is a guy who we all know, like, I'm pretty sure he would admit it as well, plays around himself. He calls around himself. Like, it's really obvious when you watch him play, he calls around himself, which is fine if you're the best player in the world.
If you're not, Donk, Simple, Zywoo,
yeah,
maybe Nico, depending on the day.
Look,
but like,
I know Nico as an IGL is a meme.
But we watched Nico IGL playing around himself, and it did not work great.
It didn't work great, but it was a lot better than Blame F.
But if you
Astralis had Nico, one good event with Blame F as IGL.
If you looked at Nico IGLing and said, "Wow, this guy is a once in a generation rifler, possibly the best rifler in globe, like in years, right?" And he can't IGL himself. What kind of ego do you have to go, oh, but I can do it?
Yeah, I just think, I get that Blame F is really, really good mechanically. I get that. And I understand that baiting is a perfectly fine part of the game. What I don't agree with is the way he baits, because I don't think he baits effectively. And I know I'm going to get told Stown baits just as much as Blame F, and they're going to pick Stown over Blame F because he's the new guy and he's going to be their new baiter. And I agree. But I think Stown baits in a better way than Blame F. I've seen Blame F do some absolutely shameless things. Like, I've seen him like call 4 down like secret on Nuke and just hide in a corner in ramp where they've pushed lobby, they've pushed down the vet. Like, watch Rops lurk on Nuke and watch. Though he can be relatively low impact, he's always holding the vent drop. I've seen Blame F hide in radio, wait for a B push, everyone dies, and then he gets 2 kills. It's like, oh, somebody help Blame F. So why doesn't Blame F help fucking somebody else?
Literally anyone else.
I've seen him run into cave on Ancient because he thinks it's an eco with a rifle. Here's a rifle, runs to the back of the pack and sends in 2 players in front of him. I've seen it with my own eyes, so if anyone wants to tell me it didn't happen or explain it, I don't give a shit, because I've seen it happen. I've seen him run in thinking it was an eco, hear a rifle, turn around, run the other way, and 2 other people go in front of him. I've seen it. And I've seen him get 9 kills in the first 3 rounds of a game when they're on eco, and then get 1 rifle kill, like 1 full buy kill for the entire half. And people were still saying, somebody needs to help Blame F. No, Blame F needs to help somebody else, and he doesn't. And that's part of the problem. He's the most selfish player in Counter-Strike, which is okay if you fucking win. And he doesn't. He's been to 1 major. He hasn't won a trophy with Astralis. He's been to like 1 quarterfinal with Astralis, Cologne, if I remember rightly. Where they were like unbeatable on Ancient. I believe it was Cologne. It was either Cologne or Kato, because I was there. I think it was Cologne.
Sure, Cologne 22, 23.
Where they were like unbeatable on Ancient for the event. And other than that, like, he just doesn't do enough. And I also don't think you can have Blame F and Device as your stars, because they're both quite passive. Device is more aggressive than he used to be. I will say that. Device goes for more opening picks than he used to.
I will say
he's actually quite aggressive, but
I will concede Device is not a system player at this point.
Well, he's not won any events since.
No, but
Glaive's been to more majors than he has now.
You know what? That's a good point. Never mind. I stand by my statement.
Glaive's system got like 3/5 of 9 to the major, whereas Device's best player in the world didn't take Astralis to 1. So if there is a system player out of the 2, it's not Glaive.
That's a point that I don't think we ever really talked about. We've had this conversation about like we don't know who on Astralis was actually the big leader, the voice of the team, right, between Zonic and Glaive.
Wow,
And whether it actually made sense, and like whether it was like, oh, well, they bench Glaive, but they'll be fine because they have Zonic, or oh, Zonic went to Vitality. And it's so weird because we saw Zonic's Vitality overperform Astralis for years.
Mm-hmm.
When
but also
left.
Dupree's Vitality and Magist's Vitality.
Also Dupree and Magist's
and as soon as Dupree left, they did.
As soon as Dupree left, and
didn't win a major after that, did they?
And as soon as Glaive left, they went to a major.
Well, I guess they did win. They won the major with Dupree, so they have to win the next one. Otherwise, Dupree's not the problem.
Well, they didn't make the major.
Exactly.
Dupree.
No, Vitality.
There's
Vitality at the next major.
There's some. We could start making some webs here.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on because we have 2 more RMRs to talk about. Asia finished up last night. It went almost exactly as expected.
Yeah, I'm very upset about Tyloo. I'll be honest. I'm very upset.
Let's start with Twisted Minds and Mag, who are not supposed to be here.
Yeah, like this whole debacle was ridiculous. Like, there's a team complaining that they weren't allowed to play because their coach wasn't allowed to sub in, which sounds reasonable until you realize they already had a sub, so that's why they weren't allowed to also sub their coach in. Like, you can't just sub in 2 players. Like, I understand it seems unfair to you, but if everyone's allowed to sub 2 players in, including their coach, you could just put another player as coach and sub them in. Like, there's no loophole here for a reason. We can't create a loophole because it seems unfair to you.
So the Doc Twisted Minds team was brought up because they had to go like 3 deep or whatever, and Mag was brought in from the Asia closed qualifier because of not the exact same reason, but a team couldn't make it because of visa issues.
Yeah, and the team in front of them couldn't make it also because of visa issues.
Yeah, it was like we went pretty deep here.
I feel like maybe putting the RMR in China is a bad idea, but whatever, man. Like,
it was in it was in Shanghai. That was a poor decision. Wasn't it in Ulaanbaatar last year?
Yes.
There you go. We know geography here at Overtime Inferno. We understand places.
Vaguely.
So let's forget about Twisted Minds and Mag. They weren't going to win anything either way.
We were all supporting Mag because they have a player whose in-game name is Derek and another player whose in-game name is Waste of Ammo, and that's just amazing. Like, that
is a good point.
Everyone wanted Waste of Ammo stickers to put on a FAMAS. Like, let's not mess about here.
It's a good point. We didn't get them. Okay, let's move on. There were 2 Mongolian teams here. One was Atox, which has Cabal, formerly known as the Mongols player. Well, actually,
that was the clunkiest sentence I've ever heard you say.
Formerly known as an IHC.
Formerly known as the Mongols player.
The Mongols
Just
player.
formerly of the Mongols would have been fine.
He wasn't even formerly of the Mongols. He was formerly of IHC.
Oh, true. Yeah, fine. Yeah, you got me. Well, formerly of IHC would have been better than formerly known as the Mongols player.
But this ATOC squad was the one of 2 Mongolian squads. They were. Do you have statements on them? My statements were they were fine.
They kind of did what you expect. Like, they came pretty close. I mean, they knocked out Tyloo.
They did knock out Tyloo. So the next team on my list is Tyloo.
Yeah.
Which is the former Rare Atom team, which isn't the current Rare Atom team. That's a different team.
I'm very sad. I mean, I will say they are playing without Mosea, who I believe he's got a studying thing. Yeah, Ormond's standing in for him, who is significantly worse than Mosea. Like Mosea and Mercury are really, really talented. They're not the most intelligent players in the world, but you do not want to get caught peeking them. They are scary. Ormond is not.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no other statements on Tyloo because they didn't make it, and
it's like that. It's been a long time since Tyloo have been at a major. They bought the Rare Atom core to try and do it, but then they say Mosea went away, and now they've got Ormond instead, and it's like, well, yeah, this team's not good enough, is it?
No, and I'll get to it in a minute. next bit. So JJ Howe was the other team that was the 5-6 team. If you need a reminder, because
This team's
you literally always need a reminder about JJ Howe International. It is Vital and Mini from Lebanon, Elian, the Russian, Isa, the Jordanian, and Davkost, the Russian. Because
Davkost, who's been on every team.
He's been literally everywhere.
Yeah.
He's never won in America, though. Famously hard region to do anything in.
Maybe for Davkost.
For Davkost. It's like saying Faker's never won the LCS.
Yeah, yeah. How many Carabao Cups has Messi won, etc.
Exactly. So JJ Howe did not make it, as you may have expected from me reading that roster off.
Well, also you saying they were the 5th, 6th team.
Yeah, I guess also from that. But they just, I don't know. This team always makes the RMRs, but never goes further than that, and feels like it feels like JJ Howe every time the major comes around, they go, oh, what random players can we get to make an Asian RMR team?
Yeah.
And they play with that, and then you don't hear from them until the next RMR.
Pretty much. I mean, I don't watch that many Asian tournaments, to be fair. They might play in all of them, and I've got no idea.
No clue. But they
don't win any of them. So.
No, they definitely don't win any of them. Okay, let's go talk about important teams now. We have 4 teams left on the docket. 3 teams left on the docket. I can count. Greyhound, Lin Vision, and the Mongols. The Asian RMR has 2 spots, so one of these 3 teams will not make it. Now, I'm going to spoil this. The Mongols absolutely fucking made it. They are the best team in Asia.
By
it's
some
not
distance.
A question.
Yeah, pretty much. And they have been for a while, to be honest.
They have been for a real...
And it's really good to see them be consistent domestically, because... Yeah. Even like, how many times have we seen an Asian team come over, do well in Europe, and they go, oh, we've learned so much from Europe, and they go back domestically and have to then go back to their old style because they're not consistent against the other Asian teams. But Mongols actually are. They're just
Mongols they've committed to the style that they want to play, and that's how they play.
Yeah,
they play in Asia, they played in Europe,
even
they
through changes. Like they've changed a lot of players. And they're still good. I mean, Techno 4K is still just a demon, man. Like he's so good.
Blitz had one of the events of all time here, just kind of through his thing, and that's like this team is good.
Yeah, they're a good team.
No questions. This team is just good.
They should qualify for every event because they should just dominate the Asian qualifiers.
As long as there's an Asian qualifier, they will dominate. Now,
they should do.
If they have to go and play in a European qualifier, it starts to get a little tricky. There's a lot of good European teams, but if there's an Asian qualifier, they should be the number 1 seed, and if they're not, it's considered an upset.
Mm-hmm.
They're just that good and that dominant. So now we have to send one of either Greyhound or Lin Vision home. And it will be Greyhound that we're sending home.
Come on!
So, there's a very specific reason why Greyhound lost.
I'm bored of Greyhound.
Do you know who Greyhound's IGL is?
Off the top of my head... Oh, it's Dexter, isn't it?
It is Dexter.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, like, I'm bored of watching Greyhound at big events because they never seem to do anything.
They always seem to get one upset, and that's
no, they don't anymore though. They did. They used to win a map against somebody. Now they don't even do that. They're just boring, man. Like,
yeah.
At least we don't know if Lin Vision are rubbish yet. I know Greyhound aren't very good. Like, I just know they're not.
Yeah, but we get Lin Vision now, who is all over the fucking place.
Yeah,
and awesome.
But like, yeah, being all over the place, like, there's at least a peak there that they can reach.
No, I'm agreeing with you. Yeah. We are in concert here. I'd rather have Lin Vision.
Greyhound have a consistent floor, but like no peak. And their consistent floor is better than everyone else in their region. So they qualify to a lot of events.
No, better than everyone else in OS.
Sorry, yeah, that's kind of what I meant by their region.
Because right now their region is Asia, and they are not better than Mongols.
And that's because like they have Rooster, who don't even watch demos, and like bad news kangaroos. There's nobody else good in Australia.
Yeah, there's no order anymore.
So it's not entirely their own fault that they don't get better because they don't have anyone to practice against. But I'm just bored of watching them at top tier events where they don't do anything. Lind Vision, I don't know if they're any good. I've seen glimpses of them being half decent, and that to me is enough to want to watch them over Greyhound or over, to be honest, over Tai Lu, because Tai Lu without Mosea just don't have the peak level. Like the whole reason you would want this Tai Lu team at a big event is because there's a world where like Mosea and Mercury and Jamyoung all click at the same time and they beat a top team. Yeah. It's very unlikely, but it's more likely than Greyhound beating a top team.
We need to double back for a minute here. I have nothing else more to say on the Asian RMR. Do you have anything else?
Yeah. No. Shout out Techno 4K. I love this guy. I need him.
We need to double back for a minute because we've forgotten Astralis bit. They brought in Rugga a month early as their new head coach.
Well, because they were going to do it after the major, and their major just ended. So, and so is OG's. So
so they just brought him in early. I felt that we needed to acknowledge it here because otherwise someone's going to message me about it.
I saw Launders saying Blitz could save Astralis, and all I thought was, why would he downgrade?
That shit's based.
Yeah. Techno 4K would be the best player on Astralis.
God,
I think this kid's so good, man. He's mustard. He's so good.
Okay. I have one more thing before we talk about the America's RMR. Actually, we'll do two things. We'll talk about the other one quickly. One, I as a owner in FaZe stock was part of the voting block that in fact voted for Game Square to approve the merger with FaZe, meaning that Complexity is going to be out of a home in a little bit. But it got approved. Basically, the bit of this is it got approved. So expect to see this happening soon-ish, maybe. Yep. It's been officially declared within PGL as a conflict of interest by Jason Lake.
They've had to sign to say it'll make no difference, which it won't, obviously.
We need to. I want to talk about this. I love the fact that PGL is putting all of the conflict of interest out publicly. Because they also went like Elige and Yoka Steve basically put one out that was like, Elige still owns part of Team Liquid.
But it's not enough that it would make any difference whatsoever.
It's 0.043. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like it's a small percent. I think someone did the math that if TL is actually valued at 440 million,
it's 100K.
It's like 180.
Yeah, it was Scoopster on Twitter.
We love Scoopster.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
But it is a good chunk of change, but it's not enough that he's throwing the major away for this.
No, of course not.
Or anything like that.
Stickers alone are worth more than that.
Yeah.
So but I agree. I like that PGL are making everyone put them on record because Counter-Strike fans are very quick to dismiss conflicts of interest.
I was going to say
they do
there
matter.
Have been so much conflict of interest, especially with EG in America, right? We had so much conflict of interest conversation. Like when I went to Frag in 2022 and I was there and we had two EG teams and people were like, oh, but what if they play each other? And we were like, well, both teams still want to win. It's not like we're letting one EG team through.
Yeah, there is technically their interests don't conflict because they do. They're actually beating the other one is probably a very good thing for them.
But they want to win. It's
but there is also a case like maybe they shouldn't have two teams in it. But whatever.
I do like this thing that PGL is doing, and I wish more TOs did it.
I think it's good. People write them off too easily.
Speaking of more TOs, I'm going to mention this, and I don't want to go too deep into it because we don't know everything about it, but ESL as a group...
EFG.
EFG, ESL Faceit Group, laid off 15% of their people. I'm certain that you know people who are affected by it. I personally don't, but my connections are not particularly deep within the ESL Faceit Group, but this is the continuation of esports not being a total viable product forever, and something needs to change at one point, but neither of us are smart enough to know what it is.
Yeah. I don't have control of I have control of my own money. Well, I barely have control of my own money, actually. So don't put me in charge of anyone else's money, is what I'm saying.
but so saying it, let's move on.
Yeah.
America's RMR. I feel the need to note that there are 5 spots that come out of the America's RMR, and there's only 2 spots that come out of Asia. And right now, I may feel a little more confident in Asian Counter-Strike than I do in America's Counter-Strike.
But the third team from Asia would have been Greyhound, and again, I'm not asked about watching Greyhound.
Okay, but are you telling me that the 5th team from America is going to be better than Greyhound?
How many Brazilian teams are in it?
There's a chunk. Let's talk about it. Teams attending. Now, I'm going to list 3 teams that should make it absolutely every single day without me having to question anything. Okay? And this is now for me to clip when one of these teams inevitably does not make it. Complexity, Furia, Liquid.
I feel confident in saying Complexity will definitely make it.
Yeah. That is the only team I am extremely
pretty
confident.
sure Liquid will.
Liquid's been a little questionable.
They have,
recently,
but then they actually showed up at the end of the Dallas qualifier and SmackDown's around. You're like, all right.
Yep.
There's no way.
There's no way Liquid doesn't make.
Like, there is a way Furia don't get through. I will.
Oh no,
say
there is. So okay,
but like,
so
there shouldn't be, because there is some garbage teams in this.
Let's talk about those 3 teams quickly. So
No
Complexity,
offense.
there is nothing we need to say. They are the best team in America that has actually competed in a real event recently.
Yeah,
that's it.
They're not brilliant, but
they're the best team.
They have a liege. They don't not get through the America's RMR when they have a liege. They just don't.
Yep.
Like, that world doesn't exist. They just don't not get through.
I'm in for that. Liquid have one of the best teams ever.
They've
on
got
paper.
Twists. They have to get through.
Okay, they have one of the best teams ever on paper to walk through an America's qualifier.
Yes.
Will they actually show up? Totally separate question. But
look, all they need is like Cadian to just go positive for an event, and they'll be fine.
I was gonna say the rest.
He's not been good on CS2, but
no, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm pretty confident about those 2. Now let's go to we have a jump now in confidence level.
Like
Furia.
Like, I get it. Furia have to get through, but to get through the NARMR, you have to go 3-1.
Do you?
Yeah, because there's 5 spots.
Yeah, there's 2 3-0 spots, and okay,
3 3-1 spots. When you put it like that, I'm not convinced Furia are gonna go 3-1. I'm just not.
Nope. I'm not.
Who do they play in their opening game? Because that might. So they play Nouns in their opening game. Nouns is not
Nouns
easy.
Is good.
Right? Like,
Nouns is good.
Nouns are not an easy team to beat. Like there is a world where they go 0-1 and then they have to win 3 games in a row.
Yeah, there's that. That is a world that exists.
And look, none of these teams are unbeatable.
No,
but Furia are also not unbeatable. And if they lose to Nouns in a BO1, all of a sudden they're in trouble. I can't see Liquid or Complexity losing their opening BO1. Complexity play. I've just missed. I've clicked off it. Complexity play Elevate. They're gonna smack them. Liquid play Bestia. They're gonna beat them. Like, I feel pretty confident in saying this. Furia versus Nouns isn't a coin flip, but it's closer to a coin flip than you would like.
Yeah. It's not a great thing for us to look at and go, yes, I have faith that Furia with
Nouns 2-0'd Liquid last week.
Yeah. Nouns is no slouch.
Nouns are not a team you want to be playing in your opening game.
No.
I'm not confident Furia getting through. I'm not confident M80 getting through because of the stand-in situation, but they should be fine.
Yeah, because Depth is still playing for them.
Yeah.
They weren't...
I don't think Manx is going to play for them again.
Okay. So they weren't the worst team in Kato.
No.
They were not the best team in Kato by far.
No.
But they weren't the worst team. Now, could I see M80 sliding through? Yes. It depends on a lot of other things.
The other teams you're talking about as potential.
So yeah, I was gonna say let's list out quickly what other teams do we think have a shot in hell at making it. MIBR has a shot in hell at making
definitely.
it. Nouns has a shot in hell at making it. Imperial, depending on the day, has a shot in hell.
Legacy have a shout.
Legacy has a shot at making it.
I know Cold Zero is their AWPer, I think, but it's like Dumao and Barton and Lato are all good players.
I'm going to put them here, and I mean this as a long shot in making it, but better than most of the other teams. NRG has a very long shot at making it.
Pain as well. Right?
Pain has a long shot at
making
it.
Still got Big Uzera.
Teams that I don't think have a shot at making it, Elevate, which is an NA mixed squad. Red Canids, I don't really think has a shot at making it.
No. I don't think Boss or Wildcard are either.
Boss is a good team, but I don't think that they've got the
but they're not one of the best. Like, they have to go 3-1. Like 3-1 is so hard.
Audic, I don't think. Bestia could be depending on the day.
Nah, Bestia also start playing against Liquid, so they have to go 3-0 after that.
Wildcard would be my next in line post NRG team. No. There's a reason.
They do start against Red Canids, which is nice, but
that's not the only reason. I have so much faith in JBA to be like this American star player, and it is probably unfounded faith.
It's misplaced confidence, I think.
But like, here's the thing: I'm talking about Wildcard as the 8th or 9th team.
Yeah, fine.
Like I'm going pretty deep here, right?
I actually think there's a decent amount of okay teams here where like Furia and M80 not making it is possible at the same time.
I think the 5th spot is going to be the 4th and 5th spot, if Furia decides to implode, will be very hotly contested. And I think the 5th spot will be very highly contested if Furia exists, right? Yeah. I think I'm pretty confident in Complexity, MIBR, Liquid, Furia.
I'm never confident in MIBR.
I was going to say, I'm
just never confident in them.
Here's the thing, though. My confidence level for MIBR is like 50%, but it's lower than the 3 above. Actually, it's probably about the same as Furia. It's lower than Liquid Complexity, but it's higher than just about everyone else.
Safe is so good domestically. And Insani is a danger as well. I'm just not convinced.
So when you just started talking to me for some reason.
Shut up! When you look at like the HOTV ratings, this doesn't align with my concept of how good these teams are, which makes me either I'm delusional or HOTV rankings are suspicious.
I test fuck the rankings.
Because I don't think Legacy are the second worst team here. I don't.
No.
Like Dumao is one of the best players in this event.
We are big fuck the rankings for this.
Yeah.
We had to be for the last RMR too, right? If you went by the rankings, Astralis make the event every time, and that wasn't happening, right? Like fuck the rankings. We have to go on eye test here.
There's so many. There's actually like so many dangerous teams here. For a team
the
like
5 spot will be hard. It's going to be really fucking hard, that 5 spot.
I don't know. Like I'm never ever certain that MIBR are good. No matter how well they've been playing, I'm just never certain they're good. Complexity, Liquid. I'm sure they'll be the 3-0 teams. Yeah. I'm sure, unless they play each other.
No. I think Liquid will be a 3-1 team.
No, they're not going to lose, man.
I think they're going to fumble somewhere. I think
the only team they might lose to is Complexity.
I think they may.
They're not going to. No, they're not going to lose these teams. Like not at the RMR. Like they might at IAM Dallas, but when they needed to win, they just showed up and rolled everyone. Like they're not going to. Okay. Pain do still have Big Uzera, but and then NQZ's a good player as well.
Here's the question, right? When we get to the non-top 2 or 3 teams,
it's going to be a bloodbath, man.
They've got one guy, right? Like, and that's not to be like a diss to Pain, right? But Pain have Big Uzera.
NQZ's good as well, man.
NQZ's good, but he's not big. Legacy has Dumao and Barton, right? Like they've got like 1 or 2 guys.
Yeah.
A lot of these teams, and it's
NRG have OC.
NRG have OC and apparently DAPS sometimes.
I'm not having that. I mean, Nouns have Junior, who and actually Marky can take over against these teams as well.
Well, but that's the thing is like you go through and you're like, oh fuck, look, every one of these teams has like 1 or 2 guys. That's like if you're having a good day and the enemy isn't, you're through.
I'm putting my cards on the table. I've run the maths. Nouns are making it through 3-1. Nouns are going through. I've run the numbers.
I'm doing my math here. This is my dream-ish scenario. Okay?
Nouns qualify over Furia, and Junior goes like 60-20. That's what's happening.
So here's my. There's a what I think is going to actually happen and what I hope is. So what I think is actually going to happen is probably Complexity, Furia, MIBR, Liquid Nouns. I think that feels very safe to me.
Furia is never safe, man. They're never safe.
What I hope will actually happen, what I think we'll see. Complexity, Liquid make it. Nouns make it. I think Nouns is like really fucking good, and I think that they will take every team hard.
Mm-hmm.
MIBR make it, and then like I don't know, man, Wild Card or Legacy make it after them. Like we dig deep for the fifth.
What I really want is for all of the 2-1 games to be like, I want Nouns versus Furia, so it's Junior versus Furia. I want like Imperial versus Legacy, so it's it's Cold Zero versus Imperial. I just think that's a fun. Oh, maybe Cold Zero versus Furia. So Fallen versus Cold. That would be fun.
I'm gonna do let's do a little experiment right now. I've got the RMR simulator open.
Yeah.
Because
hopefully we can show this on screen.
Wait, hold on. I think I can actually share screen.
I don't know if you're on audio only, then you won't be able to see this, but here we go.
Well, hey, if you're on Spotify, it should be a video too, that you can look at. Future Logan, remember to actually put this in. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit so we can see. Okay, so this is what it defaults to Bestia winning, but it has Liquid as a 15 seed, right? But so let's do some math quickly. Furia win over Nouns. We'll skip that for right. We can skip that for right now.
Complexity beat Elevate. Complexity beat.
By the way, ballsy that Furia is the number 1 seed.
Yeah. I mean, Liquid are 15. I could have. If Liquid was 16 seed, they could have been Furia versus Liquid. That would have been bang.
Well, there is a non-zero chance that happens.
True.
Okay, so Complexity beat Elevate, MIBR beat Boss. Yeah. I feel pretty confident about those.
M80 beat Odic.
Yep. Pain beat
Legacies.
This
I'll say Pain, but I'm not 100%.
This could go either way. Wildcard against Wicked, I think Wildcard.
I've got no idea. I absolutely no idea.
I'm putting Wildcard. Imperial against NRG, there's no fucking chance that I know anything about what's going to happen.
I think Imperial win. Like Henny and Phelps and Vinny are just good players. Like there's just a bit more experience and ability.
If Furia wins, it's Furia TL in the 1-0. Yeah. If Nouns win, it's Complexity TL.
Oh hell yeah! Oh, this is fire. Let's say Furia win.
Let's just say Furia win. I'm pretty confident to say
Liquid
TL wins over Furia.
Complexity beat Wildcard. Yeah.
Yep.
MIBR Imperial is no idea, but it should be a good game.
Clue.
Yeah.
We had M80 beating Odic. Is that true?
Yeah.
That's gotta be true. Okay.
I would say Pain beat M80 just by virtue of having 5 players.
Because of depth, yeah.
NRG no disrespect meant to Def, obviously, but like
Bestia Legacy.
I think NRG beat Red Canids. I think
that's true. I think Nouns beat Odic.
Legacy, I've got no idea.
No fucking clue.
Nouns beat Odic, yes.
Yes.
Elevate versus Boss, I'll defer to your greater knowledge.
I'm putting Boss, but like, fuck me if I know, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so even if TL beat Furia, I'll go play Complexity.
Oh, hell, this is going to be great.
This is hell.
You know what? Liquid do go 3-1. You're right.
Yeah, I think Liquid literally have to go 3-1 here. So MIBR over Pain. I feel confident enough in saying that.
Do you? Because I don't.
No.
We'll say MIBR win. Why not?
Complexity over Team Liquid. I feel pretty fucking confident in that.
I think I like that.
This is a mess. Furia
NRG,
bro, if Furia beat Nouns, then like I could do math to see them beating NRG, but NRG, on the other hand,
NRG can't be good, right? They're all just not like, other than OC, they're all just kind of bad.
Nouns win against Imperial. I feel good about that.
Yeah. Let's say yeah.
M80
drop something on the floor. I don't know where it's going.
M80 over Wildcard.
Yeah. M80 beat Wildcard. Yeah.
Bestia boss.
I think Bestia
absolutely-
beat boss.
Does it matter?
I
No.
think Bestia beat boss.
They play Pain. Whoever wins this plays Pain.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't matter.
And then you get Liquid versus Nouns for qualification. That's a game I like.
Oh my god,
that's a fun game. I mean, Liquid beat him most recently, but it was 2-0 either way in Dallas.
So this our math of Nouns getting through is very hard.
Yeah, Nouns do have a hard run.
And if Nouns want to get through, if things go this way, that means they have Liquid doesn't go.
But what if they beat Furia? If they beat Furia in a BO1, then all of a sudden they're playing M80 with a stand-in, and if they lose that, they're playing Bestia. Like,
well, they play M80 with a stand-in, and we get Nouns Complexity, which Complexity win,
and then Nouns play Bestia in the 2-1.
Play.
So if they beat Furia, they're in a really good spot.
Wait, is that what happens? Am I fucking? Oh yeah, I'm fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. What the fuck happens to Liquid? Liquid Red Canids. That would be Liquid M80. Which this is
kind of a banger.
This right here is the most reasonable, I think, answer we could have come to.
Yeah, but it does start with Furia losing.
It is really hard to see. So the problem is that you have MIBR, Complexity, Furia are all like the top seeds and Liquid is the bottom, which means Liquid. I don't think there's a way Liquid goes through 3-0 unless they beat.
No, because they kind of have to beat Complexity, and I don't think they're going.
I think Liquid's road to 3-0 goes through Complexity.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a way that.
I mean, they definitely could beat Complexity.
They could, but
they're just not consistent at the moment, and it's hard to think they will.
Yep. All right. Well. On that note, we get to clip all of this for next week and say how terribly wrong we are and how Wildcard is the best team in all of North America, and there's no questions about it.
We'll press X to doubt on that one.
Yep. All right. The America's RMR starts on March 1st, goes through till March 1st. We will be back on March 6th next week, where we will have the end of this. I think there's a Blast event going on. Blast Showdown starts right after.
Even realize.
It is a leap year. Blast Premiere starts next Wednesday. We'll talk about that. And then we start right into the major the week after. So big set coming up. We will see everyone again next week. You can find us on Twitter at LoganRamp, at AZS, and at RioTV. Bye.